Hi, I'm Cathe Holden. Thank you for joining me here at my home studio from Petaluma, California. Today I want to share with you my second collection with Moda Fabrics. My first collection is called Flea Market 𝗠cie𝗅𝗶𝗲. My second collection, the one I'm sharing with you today, is called Flea Market Moxie. So this comes in, there's 7 designs total. There are 9 SKUs, and it comes in a pre-cut of half-yard bundle. The first piece in this collection came from an idea I had. I've been collecting from flea markets, vintage paint by numbers. And I lined the wall one by one of our TV room, which is kind of a room that's set off from the main house. And I can get a little bit funky with it. So I really like the way they all work together in a sort of patchwork. And with this digital printing, the detail is crazy. It's so beautiful. This works really lovely, this whole cloth project, or as individual cutout pieces like fussy cutting, applique, patches, small projects, things like that. It's very nostalgic from my childhood in the 70s. Although I only painted a few of these and didn't keep them myself, I'm really glad those who did paint their paint by numbers hung on to them so I could find them later. I really do enjoy that type of art. My second piece is needlepoint. So I just started collecting vintage needlepoints, thinking I was going to make some upcycled tote bags or whatever, and I just kept collecting, but I wasn't really making the bags. And then I started to notice this big grouping of these needlepoints looked really neat together. So that's sort of what inspired the needlepoint. I took the needlepoint and the paint by number and I put them together, and I'm working on, this is definitely a work in progress. It's a pretty large whole cloth quilt. One side is the paint by number, the other side is the needlepoint, and I'm doing a sort of Cathe stitch throughout. Sandwiched between this is just basic flannel. And I have these labels. I think this is really fun for obviously quilt labels, but they would make nice, lovely small zipper pouches that you could customize. Great for embroidery, rubber stamping, you know, of course, pin cushions. Also in the 70s, we used to collect our gum wrappers, and then we would turn them into gum wrapper chains. Do you remember doing this? I think it was so much fun, and it kept us so busy. But I just love the way they look, and that is my next design. Gum wrapper. Works really nicely. Either way you turn it. Also, it would be a really great border. I love the color, and the digital printing really, really enhances just how kind of fun this is. This one cracks me up. This is a crowd scene from the 60s. That I've done a repeat of. So at a far away distance, it's a really neat, just black and white print, but up close you can see all the faces and the Ray-Bans and the hats, and I really like this print. So my husband makes wine, and he uses these crates that were his father's to collect the grapes in the vineyards and then brings them to the crush. And so we've always had these wooden boxes stacked around, and they have the best advertising and, you know, wording on them, and they're cracked and they're patina. They're just super cool. So I looked at the wall of them one day and said that would make a neat fabric. It has that sort of upcycled look. So this is, well, I'm just calling this wine crate. I actually made my husband's mask in this, so it's a nice masculine type of fabric. It works really well as tablecloths or apparel, certainly on quilts. And this one comes in 3 different colorways. So that was the gray, this is the parchment, and this one's the tan. When I go to the flea market or a book sale at the library, I'm always looking for the most damaged books because I hate to tear up a good book. And I collect books mostly for their pages to do collage with. So I think type and paragraphs and wording make really neat elements in any collage and in a quilt. It's also fun to discover little phrases and words if you look hard enough. So this one is called Book Pages, and it's a nice, fun, kind of a jumbo scale of those pages. And I think if you look hard enough, you'll see some kind of fun little surprises in there in the wording. Gosh, there's so many possibilities with this fabric. I think as a grouping, these will make some very interesting projects. And so what I've done is design my very first quilt. It's called Hunt and Gather. And the quilt was written by Natalie Crabtree and will be available through Moda. Another fun thing to do with these fabrics, as I've shown with Flea Market Mix, is to make accessories like bow ties, hairbands. The paint by number I thought would be really neat in one of my favorite patterns, which is called Schoolhouse Tunic by So Liberated. And I think the collection as a whole looks really nice as a table runner with Doug Lico's Cobblestone Courtyard pattern. Another project I think will work really great with this collection is the Boxcar Tote by Green Bee Patterns. Well, thanks for joining me. I do hope someday we'll get to meet at a quilt show. Until then, I can't wait to see what you make with the fabrics.